Hi Virgo, welcome to your new moon in Taurus reading for May 19th, 2023. New moons bring in new cycles. For the next 2 weeks, you have the Hanged Man as a theme. Now, this is a very reflective energy, so you may be in a reflective feeling. This can be sacrifice. This card gives you a maybe answer. I don't always go by that, but well, there it is. Your perspective is important here, and there can be something that comes to light when you change your perspective when the Hanged Man is around. So that's your theme for the next 2 weeks. For me, it's also has a lot to do with if you wait and you wait with faith, you get what you want. Things may not be in your hands at the moment, like there's a bigger hand that's steering your ship, but the period while you're waiting, you can see things from another perspective, and which is exactly why you are in that sort of waiting period, gaining a new perspective. Right, so let's see how that plays out for you. Nice, you have the Ace of Cups. This is emotion, and it's an overflow of emotion. Now you can be releasing old emotional stuff, but you can be receiving inspiration. So you're making room actually for some more emotion to come in, to have space for that inspiration and those emotional ideas and inspiration and love. It's the it's the beginning of a new cycle where emotion is concerned, and that can be love, but it can be a bigger love. It doesn't have to be the mundane. It can be something more spiritual, and that's where the inspiration comes in. Sorry, I needed some water. Okay, so let's see how that goes, or what goes along with that. That is my summer timing card as well. So you have the Hanged Man again. That's double Hanged Man. Maybe you are waiting for an emotional response from somebody. Maybe you're waiting to begin this new inspired endeavor that you are dealing with or want to head towards. But there is that feeling of seeing things from another perspective in regards to your emotions, in regards to a new beginning, a new emotional beginning, or love on all levels. You are behaving like a Knight of Wands, so you could be sending out a lot of messages, text messages, videos, FaceTime and Skype, that kind of thing, a lot of information going back and forth that can leave a bit of an excitable energy, right? There's something exciting about it. Something inspirational, but also maybe some love messages. So maybe you are on a website, a site that where you meet people, and you're waiting for the right person to come along. Well, look at that. You have the Lover's card there, so it's very possible. These are choices that we make. But for me, this card really means, what am I committed to? What can I commit to, right? And especially where love is concerned, that may be one of the things that you have to consider with the Hanged Man. Everybody wants love, right? Everybody wants to be loved, but what are you willing to commit to? Some people don't want to get married. Some people don't want to have children. Some people think that their job comes first. It's that kind of energy. What am I willing to commit to? How much commitment? So the Lovers offers that energy. Now, there is sort of a choice between the mundane, right? Because he looks at her and she's looking to the angel. And that can mean, I guess I'm supposed to do this, but whatever. And that can mean that you have a big decision to make. And that's why I say this can be either mundane, or it can be something higher, something more spiritual. It can be spirit that comes in to inspire us, or it can just be a person that inspires us, or it can just be the idea or the concept of love that inspires. And again, what are you willing to commit to? How far can you take this? Is it just a dalliance? Is it a one-night stand? Or do you want something more long-standing? Well, I think you've been disappointed in the past. I don't think you want that to happen again. And so the Hanged Man is saying that the perspective here is not to hang on to regrets or the things that didn't work out for you emotionally, but to continue to look towards the to what is still good, what is still fulfilling, what still stands emotionally for you in regards to relationships. This does feel like a relationship reading to me. Okay, and so you have that Page of Wands, which goes well with the Knight of Wands. And this is my student card, right? He has a very philosophical mind, and this is somebody who wants to expand their experience. We want to go new places, meet new people, see new things, try new foods. It's that kind of energy. It's an expansive energy, but you learn from it, right? There's a real learning process. This is my student card. So there's a real learning energy. This is Sagittarius for me. And this may or may not have been somebody that where things didn't work out. But it could also just be your own philosophical idea of what relationship is. And that might need a different perspective. That might need something a little bit to change in order for you to leave the fork in the road, in order for you to make that sort of decision of, yeah, I want a new relationship, but, you know, what am I willing to commit to? Maybe you've met somebody and they're like, you know, where's this going? Before we get too far in, because it's new, right? It's a new relationship or new love that comes in, and you're kind of like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not so sure, it didn't work out so nice for me the last time. There is more self-confidence where this is concerned in this particular relationship. You may have to travel. There's some travel here, and that's what I mean by maybe it's FaceTime right now or text messages or that sort of thing. And you may have to travel. There might be some time in between, or maybe the person travels and there's time in between you seeing each other. There can be distance. And it doesn't even have to be, it could be emotional distance, right? But the Chariot is more confidence. It's more self-confidence. It is, and that self-confidence results in the fact that we have reconciled two opposing forces. Is it this or is it that? Well, it's both, really. And you move through both. But it's how you move through the two opposites that are important. There's challenge and reward in any situation. How do you move through both? It should be with the same energy. An experience, something to experience. Nice, you have the star here. That's great. So let me take this and put it there. This is a great card. It is hope for the future. So you are hopeful. And I think this relationship or the situation that is inspiring you is also something that gives you hope. It is for future reference, right? Because the star is far away. So It's something for the future. Again, this is my summer timing card, so it could be something that happens in the summer where you meet up, that kind of energy. Maybe you're planning towards it. And it gets a little bit kind of um, nervous, I think. You know, just because you don't want things to turn out like they have in the past. Now, I can honestly say that the Page of Wands is a bit of a player. And so can the Knight of Wands. And that's what I mean by what are you willing to commit to. Yeah, that thing sort of, that worries you. That's the feeling here. Is he a player or is she a player, right? But there's the problem with the Nine of Swords is that it's a thought that takes on a life of its own. It's not necessarily founded in truth. It's just a thought that starts off one way and leads us astray, and so it gets us worried about situations. Which is not to say that you didn't experience that Five of Cups and you didn't have those difficult moments in relationships or in emotional standing, but you're letting your mind get away with a thought that may or may not be true. So it's just taking it too far, to the extreme. There can also be some worry. Maybe this is the distance that I'm feeling here. There can be distance between people, but also this feeling that because he's under a blanket of stars, that the planets are not aligned. You know, and we even have the star card here as well. So planets may have something to do with it. Maybe you are really into astrology and your charts don't match up or something like that. It's that kind of energy. But it is a thought or something that kind of gets away from you and isn't really based in truth. However, this is the idea that you are worried about something or that you allow a thought to take over is the point. And that's where the card is saying, step back a little bit, calm your mind, and that sort of difficult thought will go away. Because it feels worrisome to you. What does Spirit want you to know? You have the Four of Wands. So that's a very celebratory energy. It can be achievement and harmony. There are people that think like you and act like you. It's a rite of passage. I find it to be a very nice card. And I think it is people that invite you into their home or into their situation. It can be also the marketplace where what you are passionate about and what you create is conducive to that shop or to that market or whatever. It's conducive. It works well. It plays nicely with the other people and the other products and that sort of thing. But it can also be rites of passage. So this can also be graduation, right? He's the student card. Marriage is a rite of passage. A bar mitzvah is a rite of passage. It's that kind of energy. But it's a good energy, and I like it. And I think that gives me a reason to believe that this are more fears, and that's actually the theme, right, is while things are not moving, while there's this distance, while you are not together, and maybe it's just beginning, that kind of energy, or while you're making your decision, right, the lovers, the idea is to see things from another perspective, and you're being given that opportunity, that time to do just that. Okay, Virgo, I hope this has been helpful. I enjoyed doing the reading. I'll return in 2 weeks with a full moon, and I do dailies, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening. Take good care.